Namaste, Goa Flowers. How are you? I am Anita Goa. For those of you who might be new to me and my channel, welcome. It is Wellbeing Wednesday, and today I'm going to answer a question from Emily about what do I do when I feel overwhelmed, filled with emotions, or feel like I'm taking on everyone else's energy. So I have some pretty strong opinions and experiences in this department, and I'm going to share it with you, and hopefully you find it helpful. If you do, give it a thumbs up, this video, and also please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, as it does help me out a lot. That way I can continue to create videos like this and help and support you. Thank you. Let's get started. So today you find me in what I consider my personal well-being corner. This is where I have my harmonium. I am learning the harmonium. I am getting more and more into bhakti yoga and chanting and singing. In this way, I'm not quite ready to share with you my skills yet, but hopefully at some point I will. And I read here, I write here, little notes. I do my tarot cards. This is also my meditation table. And I always start my morning here. I prep myself for the day, and then I also end my day here. And this is a huge part of really honoring myself, honoring my energy, releasing energy, or just filling up my very own prana account. If you want to know a little bit more about how to set up a meditation table, let me know and I can share that with you in a Wellbeing Wednesday. But this is the question from Emily Johnson. She asks me, I wondered if when you are feeling overwhelmed by the energies, emotions, situations, or of people around you, do you have a meditation or a mantra or something that you practice to help bring you back to yourself? I am really sensitive to the emotions of others and my environment, and sometimes have to disappear to the bathroom to regather myself. I just wondered if you have a little meditation or mantra that you practice when you might experience these situations, and if you wouldn't mind sharing. Of course, I wouldn't mind sharing. Thank you, Emily, for asking. But there are a few things that I think that I can share with you that I hope is going to be of value to you right now, right off the bat. My first suggestion is to feel your feelings. So whatever situation it is that you're in, whatever it is that you are experiencing, just feel your feelings. I am feeling overwhelmed now. I am feeling sad now. I am feeling drained now. This person is just taking and sucking the energy out of me. Whatever it might be, I feel, and I've learned that that is very powerful, because then you are owning that emotion. And this is something that I learned years ago, and I am so grateful for this teacher or this guru, Swami Yogaratna, at the Bihar School of Yoga. When I studied there in, I think, 1989, 1998, maybe it was. I don't know, I'm getting so old. I completely forget, but it was in the beginning of my yoga career practice. She told me, just feel your feelings, honor your feelings, because I thought that being a yogi, I didn't think I could be a yogi because I was feeling so depressed and I was feeling so confused and angry. But she said that's totally okay. We are human beings with emotions, and you need to just experience the rainbow of all of the different emotions that you have, and that is going to help and serve you. The moment that you try to push it away, then it just keeps coming back. And I've also learned that throughout the years that what you resist will persist. So if you don't resist your emotions, then you have a better chance of just working with them. Writing down what it is that you're feeling can also be super helpful to actually just see it on the page, because sometimes we can get so caught up in our head that when we actually see it on paper, then it can give you a completely different perspective. So that would be my first suggestion, is just to feel your feelings, just own it. My tip number 2 is threefold. Prep yourself, remove yourself, release yourself. So what I mean by that is I am a huge advocate, as I think that you know by now if you've been following me for a while. I'm a huge advocate of breath, because the breath is always with us for as long as we're alive, and our breath is really powerful. But oftentimes when we feel we're in threatening situations, or we feel depressed, or we feel angry, or we feel really emotional, we forget to breathe. Now, this is an automatic process in our body. We are breathing because we're alive, but we might be holding our breath, we might be tensing ourselves up, and we can oftentimes, move into this protective state. So if you can, try to lift your breastbone, roll your shoulders back, just close your eyes and tune yourself into your breath. You will automatically calm your nervous system down, and you will automatically be present in the moment. And the more you are present in the moment and you are just honoring how it is that you're feeling, for my step number 1, then you can start to make the best choices for yourself. So my first thing was to just prepare yourself. So if you know that you will be meeting a person that you feel is an energy drainer, an energy sucker, as I call them, that will just suck the life force out of you, you can prepare yourself. And what I love to do is to use the heart mudra, and I've shared this in a video before. It's called Virya Pradama Mudra. So you just basically interlace your fingers, you place your hands over your heart, and you close your eyes, you close your mouth, and you take an inhale and an exhale. And then as you do that, you are literally drawing the energy into you. You are filling up your prana account. And this mudra will help you to build trust within yourself and also self-confidence within yourself. That really is the power of mudras, is that they are energy seals. They will seal it in, they will pull the energy into you. So if you've already filled up your own account, then you have something to work with and move with when you encounter, whoever it is that might be, taking it, sucking that account dry. Another mudra, and simple mudra, is chin mudra, just index finger and thumbs together, hands on your knees, chest lifted, and roll your shoulders back and just breathe. And this also will help to create a circuit around your body and lift you up. This is a mudra for higher consciousness. So it helps you to just tune in to the highest part within you so that you can literally take care of yourself. So the next one was remove yourself. So if you're in that situation and you feel like it's just building up and you feel maybe like this is just getting out of hand, you're not liking it, remove yourself. Just like you said, Emily, you withdraw yourself and you go to the bathroom. Completely okay. Close the door, take a deep breath in, a full exhale out. You can do any of these mudras. Automatically then you will take back your power and you will be filling that account back up. Okay? And then the next thing was to just release. So what you can do, I love the ha, or the chopping the wood, and I've done that in a lot of the videos. Just ha, ha. Now you might not be able to do that if you're out in public, but you can maybe just to like release it, or squeeze and release. Just squeeze all of your muscles, hold your breath, and then release, exhale, and let it go. Those are all just little techniques that you can practice and that can be super helpful. And all of this is just because you have decided to use your own power and to trust in your own power. So I think that is very simple, but really, really powerful. My third suggestion is boundaries and taking care of yourself, which is a little bit of what I talked about in, 1 and 2. But I think boundaries are so important. People know whether they can suck the energy out of you. They know whether you have this openness and that they can take from you. So I think that this is very important, that you establish boundaries with the people or the person or the situation, that you almost create a little shield around you that signals that they can come this far but not any further. So whether you signal that with your body, with your eyes, or with your words, that is completely up to you. And I believe in speaking the truth sweetly. The Indians will all usually say this: speak the truth sweetly. I think that's either from the Vedas or from the Bhagavad Gita. And I love that you can speak your truth and just say it in a nice, sweet way, and hopefully they can receive it, because we are all little gurus, and the people that suck and take the energy out of you, they might not always be so aware of it. So unless you make them aware of what an impact they have on you, they will never learn. So maybe you can be a teacher to them, so that at least they can maybe recognize what it is that they're doing, and then they can change it. You can't change it for them. They themselves have to change it for themselves. But you can take care of yourself in the moment and change the situation for you. I learned this a lot in New York after I had been robbed. I went to a self-defense course, and I learned that any perpetrator, anyone who wants to rob you, they can feel whether you have a boundary or not. And what they do is that they have this little interviewing process initially. They might ask you what time it is. They might ask you for directions. And from that, they will know whether they can come in to your space or not. And for me, that was super, super valuable. And another time that I learned how to protect my space is when I was pregnant. I always remembered clients or friends share stories with me before I was pregnant and when they were pregnant of how strangers would just come up to them, touch their belly, or share horrible stories that had either happened to them or to a friend. And I knew that when I was pregnant, I did not want that kind of energy into my space. So I literally created a little fence, a little boundary around me. And I kid you not, I never ever had anyone just touch my belly without asking, and no one told me any horror stories. So what we think and what we believe definitely sends signals out into the world. And this is the thing, is that it's really important to set boundaries for yourself. And the Heart Mudra of trust and self-confidence is going to be really, really helpful in helping you to strengthen that part within you. So my last suggestion, number 4, is involving crystals and sage. So I am quite new to crystals, actually. It's something I've been fascinated with for a really long time, but somehow was a little intimidated to get started started with. But then basically I just started to buy the crystals that resonated with me, depending on what emotion I felt that I was experiencing at that time, and how I felt that I could integrate them into my yoga practice, meditation practice, to help me to strengthen basically my own prana within me. So it has been a little while now that I've been studying this, but I'm definitely no expert. I still have a lot to learn, but I'll share with you two crystals that I really love. One is black tourmaline. So it's a black stone, and this one is great for protection against electromagnetic pollution, blocks psychic attacks, calms fears, focuses the mind, and is really useful for exams. So for those of you who are studying and need to retain, information. But I use this one time when I was just feeling so clogged up in my head, just so overwhelmed, and nothing that I was using from my toolbox was helping. And I said, you know what? Why don't I try to put this on my forehead and see if it has any effect at all? And I'm not the one that just takes in any information and believes in everything. I really have to feel it on my body. I have to test it out and notice if it has any effect on me before I do believe it. So I lied on the floor, I put it on my forehead, I breathed in, I breathed out, I didn't even say anything, any mantras or anything, and I could literally feel that the stone was just pulling out whatever impurities was inside of my head and just clogging everything up. And I had a headache at the time and nothing was helping, and it just completely opened and made everything circulate. So I believe in this stuff, and I don't think that it is a placebo effect. I really believe that the stones have vibration and creates an electromagnetic field, and that it is real. So that is one that I love. Another one that I also love is amethyst. It just also has such a beautiful color, and I think that so many people will be automatically drawn, to this beautiful violet color. And this one also is a powerful protective stone, brings alertness and inner peace, helps with sense of judgment, constructive thinking, and acting. And I also have these small little stones, and I will put this under my pillow, my husband's pillow, and my child's pillow. I will keep these in my handbags. I will, put them in my pockets. I will hold on to them and use them in whichever way that I feel will help me in these situations. Sometimes I would just, put the stone at the crown of my head and just allow myself to just calm down and just feel the support from the crystal. So that is basically two crystals that I use. I have other ones as well, but those are the ones that I would like to share with you, for this theme. Another thing that I use also a lot is sage. I have a big sage, but I'm a little sensitive to all that smoke. I start coughing a lot. So I like these small little incense sages, and I will sage the room. If my husband and I, we've had an argument or anything and sort of the air is a little heavy, I will just clear it, with the sage. If I feel like I have taken on a lot of energy from other people, like I've taught a class or I have taught a workshop, then I will afterwards, use the sage just to clear my space. I will also sometimes do that in the classroom before I teach. If a lot of people have been in the room before us, then I will use the sage just to clear the space and let go of any negative energy that might be there. So I feel that that is super helpful to integrate into my morning practice, my evening practice, and in whichever way that I feel is going to help and serve me. All right, so that is basically my 4 tips to help you when you feel maybe overwhelmed, or you take on the energy from other people, or you feel really emotional. I think maybe one thing that I forgot to say is, if you feel very emotional, I cry. I'm a huge crier. I cry very easily, and I'm not afraid of crying. For me, crying is releasing. And if I need to cry for 3 days because I feel so emotional, which at times I have, you know, when I was first studying the new moon and I was harnessing sort of that energy, I cried for 3 days. And that is just a huge part of just recognizing your emotions and feeling your feelings. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this will help you, Emily, or any one of you who's been watching this video. It's probably a long video, but I'll just keep them as long as I need to in order to get the information out there. And for those of you who are interested, you will watch it and have the patience to watch it and the attention span to watch it. So I'm going to trust that that's okay. So yeah, that is it from me. Let me know in the comment box below if you found any of this helpful. Let me know what you do. Maybe that can enlighten me, that can enlighten Emily, or anyone else who is in this space and is in need of suggestions and help, okay? So that we help and share each other. All right, my lovely Go Flowers, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.